doing a great job, too.
You know, she's a great-looking lady, too. She married?
Separated from her husband.
Well, that's good to know. Yeah. Good night, Cass.
Good night. Oh, Peter.
Yeah, Cass.
Hands off.
When?
I was thinking New Year's Eve might be a good time.
That's too far away. Otherwise, it's perfect.
Mr. Davenport, I have already had dinner. Perhaps you would like to come here to my penthouse and we could have a meeting here, huh?
I am not inviting you to dinner, St. George.
I don't understand.
Don't play coy with me.
I can assure you, Mr. Davenport, I am not playing anything.
It's Smiley's, or nothing.
Hi.
Oh, hi, Juliet. Didn't see you when I came.
Yeah, I know. I was out running errands.
Yeah, I ran into your mom.
Yeah, she told me.
Yeah.
Did you want to see me about something?
Not that I can think of.
Oh. I thought maybe that was, why you came here.
Oh, it's always great to see you, but actually I came by to see Stacy.
Oh.
Flowers look okay.
Everything's fine.
What about my house coat?
Oh, you are gonna change, aren't you?
Just kidding. I'm gonna wear the dress I bought last week.
Oh, that's great.
I know I'm acting like a teenager, but I want everything to be absolutely perfect.
I've never seen you this anxious about having dinner with Bob before. Not even when you guys were first seeing each other.
That's because tonight isn't just a dinner. Bob is going to give me a formal proposal of marriage.
That's great.
And then we're going to set the date.
Oh, I'm so happy for you. Well, no wonder you're on pins and needles. But are you sure you might want to eat alone? I could go and eat in my room.
No, Bob loves having you with us. And besides, I need you around for support.
Well, I guess after dessert, I could kind of remember that I have something to do in my room.
Now you got the idea.
Well, maybe I should have accepted RJ's invitation.
What invitation?
Well, RJ called and asked if I would go out with him tonight.
Could you not see RJ for a while, Thomasina? I mean, at least until we know he's going to drop those friends of his down at the arcade.
Well, how's that going to be possible after tonight?
What do you mean?
Well, if you and Bob are getting married soon, how could I avoid seeing RJ, even if I wanted to?
This part of Another World is brought to you by Spick and Span. Spick and Span. It helps your floors show its true colors.
I didn't realize you knew Stacy that well. I mean, for a social call.
It's not a social call. I'm here in business.
She your lawyer?
No, it has to do with the novel I'm working on. It's legal research.
Oh, right. She offered to help you.
I asked her for help.
Oh.
Oh, Jamie, I'm very sorry to be late. I met with a new client, and I should have known it was going to take more than an hour. Hi, Julia.
It's okay. Julie was keeping you good company.
Oh, after everything that happened last night, I wanted to start off today on the right foot.
Oh, I heard that your father really saved the day yesterday.
Well, Jamie did his share last night, too.
Really? What'd you do?
Jamie ran up to Jason's office, and he kept the hitman from killing Steve.
Well, actually, Jason kept the hitman from killing my father. I just came in and tried to help, but Bob came in with a gun, and that really stopped everything.
You guys must have been terrified.
I still am. Every time I think about it, I get the shivers. Those guns going off, they sound like firecrackers. Oh, the whole thing was a nightmare.
Did you see Jason and Elsa?
Well, Jamie did. We were actually sitting very close to their table.
It's really horrible.
Yes. You know, I deal with crime almost every day, but it is a completely different thing when it happens right before your eyes.
Well, it's over now, and we're all safe.
Yes, and you know what else? Bay City owes your father a great deal for putting his own life on the line the way he did.
Well, no one has to worry about Ilsa's prostitution ring anymore. I heard on the news they're going to close the connection indefinitely.
Yes, and Royal Arms Hotel along with it. And the exclusive men's club. I just feel so foolish for condemning Dad for working with the company.
Jamie, you had no idea that your father was trying to expose a prostitution ring. You had every right in the world to be angry with him.
Yeah, I guess you're right. You know, he owes us a steak dinner. What do you say we take him up on it? Tonight. Tall boys.
Jamie, you do not have to take me out for dinner.
Wait a minute, that was our deal. Now, I pay for dinners, right? Because you won't accept a fee from me.
If you keep taking us to fancy restaurants, it will end up costing you more than if you had paid me a legal fee.
I know, that's why we're going to have to eat at my house next time. I'll fix you one of my famous pasta dinners.
Famous.
Oh,
Jamie, if you're ready to go, I can walk you to the elevator.
no, I want to show Stacy these papers.
Oh, okay. Bye.
Okay, I'll see you later.
Julia, thank you very much for the supplies.
Sure.
What do you say we get down to business?
Yeah, right. This is some of the blocking that I've worked out for the novel. If I might want to glance it over
Oh,
before we talk tonight.
yes, of course. Oh, that's a good idea.
Well, that's good work, Peter. That takes care of the contract assignments for the January issues of Bravo. Is that right?
Yes. I'd like you to take a look at these, too.
All right. All right, wait a minute. Why don't they have the advance money filled in here?
Well, we're still negotiating with Robertson and Murillo on the advance money.
Then why did you give them to me now?
Well, everything else is agreed on. I just thought you might like to look at all the current deals for our fall '83 books.
Well, you stay on top of things. I like that.
Well, that's what I get paid for.
How long have you been here at Corey Enterprises?
Since September.
Do you have any complaints?
Yeah, the hours are too long and the pay's too short.
What about your plans for the future?
Past next week, I'm not sure.
Are you interested in staying here? It's a very prestigious company to be associated with, you know.
Yeah, I'm aware of that. And I like it here. I just haven't made any long-range plans yet.
Well, promise me one thing. That you'll come and see me before you make any move.
That's a deal. Thanks. Shall I take these back to legal?
Let me hold on to Robertson and Murillo. I'll get them back to you in a couple of days. Do you know the status of this contract?
Cass, do you have... Oh, I'm terribly sorry.
Well, that's all right, Elena. Peter and I were just going over some contracts.
Oh, yes. You're from the legal department.
Yes, ma'am.
Elena DePouligny.
I'm sorry. Peter Love.
Nice to meet you.
How you do?
Cass, I won't take a minute. I saw Mac earlier to get his approval on this.
Oh, does he think it's as sound a deal as we do?
Well, he hardly looked at it at all. He said if we think it's a good deal, we should consider it approved.
So in other words, we can put this deal through without Mac's approval.
Well, yes, that's another way of looking at it.
Elena, are you free for dinner tonight? We have some serious business to discuss.
I know. Mac's very anxious to get an answer to his proposal.
So how about dinner?
I'd like that. Be nice to get out for an evening.
Well, good. I'll pick you up at 7:30.
Fine. Thank you. Bye.
Goodbye.
See you later.
See you.
She's a lovely woman.
She's also a first-class businesswoman.
Cass, I'm going home. Oh, excuse me. I have this habit of barging into offices.
Sally Hobson, I want you to meet Peter Love. Peter's with the legal department. And Sally's our new art director.
Well, it's nice meeting you. Nice meeting you. Cass, I sent those illustrations over to Tony's office with our suggestions for the change, and he said he'd have it on your desk in the morning.
Fine.
Okay? Good. I'll see you.
Oh, Miss Hobson.
Oh, call me Sally.
I think I have an artist contract here for you.
Fine. Well, I'll look at it tomorrow. Bye-bye.
But... I haven't got the contract with me.
Is it the Frank Putnam contract?
Yes, he's finally agreed to our terms.
Oh, that has to do with our Christmas issue. She should look that over tonight.
Of course. Well, I'll get her address and take it over to her myself.
Good.
She's new here, isn't she?
Yeah, she took over when Mac fired Cecile Corey. She's been doing a great job, too.
Well, she's a great-looking lady, too. She married?
Separated from her husband.
Well, that's good to know. Yeah. Good night, Cass.
Good night. Oh, Peter.
Yeah, Cass.
Hands off.
Please, allow me.
Thank you.
And did you have an interesting day?
Well, yes, as a matter of fact, I did. And now I'm off to what will surely prove to be a most interesting dinner.
The beautiful woman, no doubt, huh?
Yes, with Elena.
Oh, with Elena? Well, that is a very enchanting prospect.
Well, not too enchanting, I hope. We're having a business dinner.
But I don't understand you Americans. I really don't. I mean, if I was having dinner with Elena, I can assure you I would not waste time talking business, huh?
She has many more talents, Louis. She's quite a remarkable woman. Yes, I have time. I think I'll have a drink before dinner.
Ah, bon.
Vincent, how are you feeling?
Quite well, thank you, Mr. Winter.
Good. Now, don't you believe that, Cass. That's just what we were discussing.
The doctor says it'll be a little while before I'm fully recovered.
If he doesn't regain some of his strength very soon, I'm going to send him to a warm climate where he can recuperate. And that's what I am planning for you, Monsieur Vincent.
And what plans do you have for yourself, Louis?
My plans?
Well, yes, now that the museum has decided not to acquire your art collection.
Everybody's concerned about my plans.
Well, I have to confess that my concern is somewhat selfish. Since we share the same penthouse, if you're thinking of going, I should know. I need to know. I'd have to consider taking over the lease myself.
Well, don't you think this apartment is too expensive? I mean, you are a bachelor, you are alone, and don't you think they are asking too much money for this space? Huh?
Louis, as I continue with Corey Publishing, I have a need to entertain more and more. And I'd enjoy having a handsome apartment like this in which to entertain my clients.
Ah, well, you must feel free to entertain any time you wish. And as for my plans, they are, how do you say, up in the air at the present.
Louis, I bet your plans are never up in the air. You always know exactly what you're doing and exactly what your next step is going to be.
Touché. I take that as a compliment.
As it was intended. Now, if you'll excuse me, I'll change for dinner.
I had forgotten what an astute man Cass Winthrop is.
Yes, he's very aware of what's going on around him.
You don't suppose that we have been careless, huh? That he is aware of our dealings with Davenport?
No, I think not.
I have a feeling Davenport will be in touch with us very shortly.
Louis, be careful. Davenport is also very astute and ruthless. He may be deliberately not contacting you in order to get you rattled. Then, when he feels you're sufficiently off guard, he may try to get you to make a bad deal.
I don't know, Vincent. I am so tired of all the intrigue.
Louis, I never thought I'd hear you say such a thing.
Well, my life has changed lately. I have found my daughter, and with her, my granddaughter, and that is what really makes me very happy. Before, it was just the money and the power and all the intrigue that went with it.
And now?
And now? Well, I will probably take less money from Davenport for the paintings, because I have learned to enjoy the simpler things of life. I don't know. Do you suppose it is only that I am growing older?
No. Only that you're growing wiser.
Perhaps.
Well, I'm very sorry you're not able to be free for dinner tonight.
So am I.
It is nice having cocktails with you, but it would be so nice to have a long dinner where we could both talk to each other.
I'm sorry about it too, Fred, believe me. I wasn't supposed to work tonight, but the museum director is planning one of our money-raising benefits, and he said he couldn't do it without me, which is true,
Well, I'm sure you're a valuable asset to the museum.
and they know it. But every time they snap their fingers, they expect me to jump. Well, you can't imagine what they put us girls through, especially me.
Well, I can only imagine, yeah.
And guess who gets all the credit?
The directors and curators of the museum.
Yes. They go around welcoming all the visiting royalty, and they go on all the TV talk shows. And I have to talk to the printer about the catalogs and make sure the shipments are in order.
Well, I'm sure they appreciate your efforts.
But that's just it. When all the congratulations are being passed around, there should be a little something for me.
Well, I'm sorry you don't have so many rewards in your work.
Just the Christmas bonus, or if they want a special favor.
Yeah, tell me, these special benefits on the opening nights, does Henry Davenport ever attend them?
No. He's not a social person.
Well, surely he must go out from time to time.
Matter of fact, he does. You know that friend of mine I told you about? The one that's Davenport's personal secretary?
Yeah, you said you went to secretarial school with her.
That's right. You know, you have a very good memory.
Thank you.
Well, she told me the place that he goes to eat. It's this real greasy spoon out on the outskirts of town.
Do you know the name of this restaurant?
I don't know if you'd call it a restaurant. Well, I mean, not like this place. You know, I've never been to this place before.
Well, we shall have to come back sometime.
That would be wonderful.
You were about to tell me where Davenport eats.
Well, my friend says that he goes to this place and he eats hamburgers and French fries. Awful greasy ones at that. Can you believe it? A man with millions and millions of dollars, and he likes to eat in some dump like Smiley's.
Smiley's?
That's the name of the place, Smiley's. Well, mainly truckers. People like that go there.
Well, you know, I would like to get a look at this man. Does he eat there every night?
Oh, well, I don't think so. Oh, and you know what you told me before about wanting to take his picture?
Yeah?
Well, my friend says, don't try it. The story is that this guy Davenport can smell a camera a mile away. Can you believe that? He can't smell whether or not the food is good, but he can smell a camera.
Yeah. Could your friend tell me, perhaps, when he goes there to eat?
Maybe.
You want another drink?
Just one more. I'll see what my friend can tell me about when he goes there to eat.
Another drink for the lady, please.
Thomasina, what do you think?
Oh, it's beautiful.
This is an old one, but Bob hasn't seen it. I decided not to wear the new one.
Oh, Gwen, you look like a queen.
Oh, thank you, honey.
Well, one of us better go get the door.
This is silly. There's no reason to be so nervous.
Hello.
Hi, Bob.
These are for you.
Oh, thank you.
Hi, Thomasina.
Hi, Bob. Here, let me put these into the water. Would you like some wine?
I'd love some. You know something? You look really beautiful tonight.
Thank you.
A toast to us.
Well, I was just gonna go to my room, have dinner, have homework and stuff to do.
Come on, Thomasina, why don't you join us? Unless your homework won't wait.
That's a perfect idea.
Then it's settled.
Well, I guess I'd like that.
Oh, that reminds me. I have to get the canapé.
Oh, no, I'll get it.
It was very sweet of you to include Thomasina in our evening.
Well, I thought you should be a part of our life together from the beginning. I want her to like me.
I'm sure she does.
Well, we've had our differences about R.J.
Well, she knows how much Mary Sue adores you.
I'm really proud of that little girl of mine. Thomasina, how do you feel about what's going on between Quinn and me?
Well, I know Quinn's happy.
And you?
I guess I'm happy, too.
Good. That's important to me. I know that Quinn is your guardian, but I also know that she really feels more like your mother.
That reminds me of something I've been thinking a lot about lately. After things settle down, I was thinking of calling Stacy Winthrop to discuss legal adoption.
I don't know what to say.
I think it's a terrific idea.
Well, so do I. Quinn. That means that after you guys married, that Mary Sue will be my stepsister, and RJ. Well, Quinn, what you said before doesn't make any sense now.
What do you mean?
Well, if RJ's part of the family, would it still be okay for me to see him?
Let's just take one step at a time.
But Quinn, I mean...
Why don't you go see what the, how the dinner's coming along?
Okay.
I guess it was silly of me to think that our getting married would make everything else all right. RJ's still going to be a big problem with us, isn't he?
No. Not if we work at it. I think we're adult enough to know that we can't let RJ continue to affect our lives.
Good evening. Who's speaking, please? It's Henry Davenport. He'll be with you in one moment, sir.
Mr. Davenport?
Is that you, St. George?
Of course it is.
Can't be too sure. Do you know a diner at the edge of town called Smiley's?
No, I've never heard of it. What is a diner?
Don't they have diners in France?
No.
Well, it's a sort of a kind of a roadside coffee shop. Cheap, good food.
Ah, you mean a bistro?
Sort of.
Mr. Davenport, I have already had dinner. Perhaps you would like to come here to my penthouse and we could have a meeting here, huh?
I am not inviting you to dinner, St. George.
Then I don't understand.
Don't play coy with me.
I can assure you, Mr. Davenport, I am not playing anything. I just merely thought it would be more comfortable for you here.
It's Smiley's, or nothing.
As you wish.
You have a pencil?
A pencil? Yes, I have a pencil right here.
All right. It's on the east side of town at the junction of Power Road and Springfield Avenue. You got that?
The junction of Power Road and Springfield Avenue.
You can make it in 15 minutes if you start right away.
Yes, I will leave immediately. Are you sure that, Hello? It's a very strange man, huh? We'll have to change quickly. Very strange indeed.
Unfortunately, one can't always choose one's client.
The more I know him, the more I find him distasteful. But not his money, huh?
Hey, Mabel.
You want some more coffee?
Hey, what happened to you? One of your false eyelashes fall into my bean soup? What do you call this?
They aren't mine. They're new. Mine are the real thing. Must be somebody else's.
Right.
Yes, Papa. Well, I am at the place where Mary Lou told me about, where Davenport eats. Well, I'm not sure, but I am hoping he will come tonight. Yes, I have the cameras. That is why I'm here. Well, if he does not come, I will come again and again until he does. Has Uncle Johann arrived? Well, if we are very lucky, I shall have some pictures late tonight.
Stay tuned for the next part of Another World. And now, the next part of Another World.
Would you like a refill?
Please.
Would you like like anything else to eat?
Well, perhaps another piece of pie.
You sure must have a sweet tooth. Apple again?
What else do you have?
We've got your chocolate cream, your lemon meringue, cherry, and pineapple.
Cherry.
Cherry it is. I'll be right with you.
Merci.
What can I do for you?
Well, I'm not that hungry.
Well, desserts are right here at the bottom.
Perhaps a little brandy, huh?
Sorry, mister. We're all out of our brandy. Champagne's gone, too.
I see.
How about a glass of beer?
Perhaps just a little coffee, huh?
Suit yourself.
I understand, but we haven't even started dinner. Well, how late will you be? We can hold our dinner.
Who's on the phone?
It's your mother. I think she's gonna be a little late.
You have absolutely no idea when you'll be free, dear.
Grandma, dinner won't be ready for a while
Susan,
anyway. The
Susan.
potatoes haven't even started to boil.
You do what you have to do, Susan. When you get home, I'll warm up your dinner. It's not too much trouble. Oh, I have the most wonderful organically grown potatoes. They're bursting with... Susan? Bye-bye, dear. Susan is just so dedicated.
Is she working at the hospital again?
No, at the station house. Police station.
The police station.
She's, Ada's interviewing those girls, you know, who were picked up at the Connection earlier this week.
Girls? Liz, you mean prostitutes.
Oh. Yes, well, Ada's counseling those girls to try and get them out of their sordid life and into the straight and narrow, and Susie is helping because she's a psychologist.
Do you think that therapy really helps? I mean, they just go back out on the streets again, don't they?
Well, some of them will, but Ada feels that success with these, even one or two, is worthwhile.
Yeah, and at least now that the Connection's closed down, they won't have a base to work from.
Thank goodness.
Yeah. You know, Steve's getting a lot of attention in the newspapers for helping close the Connection.
Well, yes, he's a hero.
Mm.
What are you smiling about?
It's just kind of funny to hear the word hero nowadays.
But it's true. Practically single-handed. Stephen Frame rid Bay City of those gangsters. Rolfa's going to devote almost an entire issue to that affair.
Oh, I know. I know. Cass wants that story out as soon as possible. As a matter of fact, I have artists working overtime on the illustrations for it.
Don't you think Jamie should be involved in that, too? I mean, he and Stacy were at the Connection when Jason and Ilsa were killed.
Well, Jamie is going to be in an article for that issue, and Stephen wants us to do a piece on Jason Dunlap. You know, life connected with crime and then trying to redeem himself at the end.
You know who I feel sorry for? Stacy. I mean, can you imagine going out on a date for some steak with Jamie just to get help on his novel, and they get held up in a shootout?
I'll get it.
Stacy said she was terrified when she heard the gunshots.
No.
Hey, what a surprise to see you here.
Hello, I'm sorry to bother you at this hour. I just have some papers for Sally Hobson to look
Come on in. This is my granddaughter, Julia Shearer. Julia, this is Peter Love.
Hi, Julia.
And of course, you know Sally.
Yes, we met today.
Yeah, hi, Peter.
Hi.
You wanted to see me?
Yes, it's about the Frank Putnam illustrations for the Christmas issue. Cass thought I should bring them over to you tonight so we can process them first thing in the morning.
Oh, well, he's right. I'm just sorry he had to come all the way out here to give them to me.
Oh, that's okay. I don't live very far away.
Oh, good, good. Well, why don't I see if I can help you with it now, okay?
It's just the Putnam illustrations, you've had problems with them before, and the Christmas issue was so important.
I know. If he weren't such a good artist, I really wouldn't work with him.
Peter, since you're here, why don't you stay for dinner? We have plenty. Actually, my daughter isn't coming home. But, I don't know how you feel about organic food, though.
Oh, well, if Sally and Julia are eating it, I'm sure there's something in it.
Shall we consider it settled then?
Oh, I'd love to, Liz. I can't, though. I have other commitments tonight.
Oh, some other time.
Well, here you go. I mean, thank you very much for bringing those over.
Oh, it's no problem.
Good. Good. Excuse me, I got my hair.
Good night, Julia.
Good night.
Good night, Liz.
See you tomorrow at the office.
Bye.
Good night, Sally.
Good night.
Isn't he a nice young man?
Isn't that nice of him?
He's a very sweet boy.
Oh, yeah. Do you know him?
Oh, well, his family's one of the older Bay City families.
And you just met him? Yeah, today.
Well, he went away to prep school, college, and law school. He hasn't been in Bay City for quite a while.
Is he married?
No, he's not married. I better check the oven and start the salad.
Oh, no. Tell us more.
I'll tell all at dinner.
You certainly have a lot of good-looking guys at the complex, don't you? Yes. He's kind of cute, isn't he?
I'm meaning to ask you, whose viewpoint are you going to take as the narrator?
Both. I want to suspend the mystery as long as possible.
Oh. Well, if you're going to take it from the prosecuting attorney's viewpoint and the defense, I don't think the lead character can be accused of first-degree murder. I'm sorry.
Why?
There just isn't enough evidence. Haven't you heard the term the smoking gun?
Sure.
Jamie, it has to do with having hard evidence.
You suddenly, this is all reminding me of the shooting at the Connection.
Well, let's not talk about it. I'm trying very hard to forget.
You know, I'm torn between trying to forget all about it and trying to remember every detail. I want to be able to draw from the experience in my writing.
Yeah, that is a conflict.
Hello, hello.
Oh.
Oh.
Hello
there. Hello, Jamie.
Hello.
Please, sit down.
Well, you two had quite an interesting evening the other night.
It was all right.
Oh, a little jumpy, but I think we're fine.
Yeah.
How's the research on the novel coming?
Well, I'm beginning to realize what a difficult job I've gotten myself into, but Stacy is being a great help.
Well, she's not only very pretty, she's also a terrific lawyer.
Well, thank you.
I couldn't agree with you more.
Our table's waiting for us, so we'll see you soon.
All right. Bye-bye.
Elena seemed a bit distracted to me.
Yeah, well, take it from me. Living with Cecile is not an easy task.
Oh, look what's here.
Oh, good.
Medium rare?
Yes, thank you.
Looks delicious.
Yes, it does.
Almost as good as the steak at the Connection.
And rare.
I can't help but forget. Thank you very much.
Enjoy your dinner.
Well.
Well, to my father, who was making...
No.
Well, let's drop all this talk about business and family problems, shall we? Let's enjoy a conversation about old friends and old places and maybe even a little juicy gossip about London, Paris, Rome, Frankfurt.
Frankfurt? We don't know anyone in Frankfurt, do we? Well, if everybody in his family would just cooperate by going to bed a little early, my Christmas presents could be a surprise at Christmas, and I do mean you, young lady.
I'm sure whatever you make me, I'll love it.
Or pretend to, as Jim did. Every year I'd make him the latest in sweater style. He'd open the box and he'd say, "Oh, Liz, this is just what I needed." And he'd put it on and he'd say he loved it. I know he didn't always love it, but he always wore it.
You miss him a lot, don't you?
Oh, we all do. Jim was special. We had our differences, of course, but he was quite a fellow. A little old-fashioned, perhaps, but still quite a fellow.
I like old-fashioned guys.
You do? I didn't know there were any more of them around nowadays.
There are a few. Grandma, suppose you find someone like that. And you really like him. But he doesn't like you back.
Well, Jim always said you shouldn't throw yourself at a man.
Well, what if he doesn't even think of you as a woman?
Give up?
Give up?
Give up? Find someone else.
Yeah, but suppose you really, really like him.
Well, it's difficult, but you have to know when to quit. And suppose you did wear him down and got him to marry you. Wouldn't be any good. Because there wasn't a mutual attraction there to begin with.
I see.
You talking about someone specific, darling?
No, no. I was just talking generally.
Oh. Well, I'm sure you're going to know when the right man comes along for you.
I will?
Yes, you will. Trust me. I know about those things.
I do trust you.
Good. And trust me enough to do me a favor, will you?
What?
Would you go to bed early so I can get started on your Christmas present?
Yes. Good night.
It's been a perfect evening, Quinn.
Even though the chocolate mousse was more like chocolate pudding.
Come on now, I like chocolate pudding.
Oh, Bob.
You know, I had a hard time concentrating on the meal, even though it was great. Because I couldn't stop thinking about you all evening. Quinn, will you marry me?
Yes.
When?
I was thinking New Year's Eve might be a good time.
That's too far away. Otherwise, it's perfect.
I hope you're doing the right thing, Bob.
For us?
No, I know it's the right thing for us. I mean for everybody involved.
You mean for RJ? Look, honey, by the time we're married, I intend to have that gang that RJ's been hanging out with completely disbanded and have RJ back as my son.
He will still have to accept me as his stepmother.
Quinn, I know that RJ loves his mother very much. But I also know that he likes you and he respects you.
Are you sure?
Of course. He's just not showing his feelings now because he's into rebelling against everything. But I know those feelings are there. And now that Ilsa and company are out of Bay City, I'm going to have a lot more time to spend with him.
After that experience the other night at the Connection, I don't mind telling you, I am very glad the company is out of Bay City.
Sweetheart, I'm sorry you had to be involved in that.
I was mainly afraid for you. Guns going off, people dying. I was scared to death, Bob. I want you to be careful.
I always am. Now, come on, you know what being a cop involves? We've talked about that.
I know. And I'm willing to accept that. But I want you to promise me to be very, very careful in your work from now on.
I promise.
Stay tuned for the conclusion of Another World.
You want another piece of pie?
No, thank you. 3 is my limit.
Bless your appetite. Is coffee all you're having?
Pardon. Is this really coffee?
Smiley's is famous for only charging 15 cents a cup.
I am not questioning the price, only the contents, huh?
We ain't never had any complaints before.
Sorry.
Oh, here comes the big tipper.
Good evening, Mr. Abbott.
No names. Sit down. I want a hamburger well done, heavy on the onions, an order of fries, and a club soda, tall glass.
No ice.
No ice. That's right.
You actually eat here?
Oh, my favorite place. Cheap, good food, and no nonsense.
Now, I think... What's the matter? Is something wrong?
Something feels funny about this place tonight.
Would you prefer to go someplace else?
No, not tonight. There's something wrong
You
here.
sure can feel that. But I don't know...
Hey, mister, your burger's on the way.
Be my guest.
Guest? He didn't leave any money.
Don't worry, I will pay for it. But I won't eat it, huh?
This Part of Another World was brought to you by Pampers. Pampers has been helping to keep America's babies dry for years. No wonder mothers trust their babies to Pampers Dryness. Join us each weekday at this time for the continuing story of Another World.